episode 207. Are these comics going to make good film and television shows? We got the Avengers number 23, and we have Mark Spear's Monsters number 3. Let's talk about them right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I'm your host, Frank Zanca. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. And yeah, I just got back from MegaCon. Got to meet some people out there and pitch my comics off. And yeah, going to be following up with a bunch of different people. Also just got booked on a writing gig. So let's see what happens. But yeah, I got to get some autographs while I was there. So if you've seen my other episodes, you've seen these already. But there's my Mel Gibson. I only got to see him very, very quickly. I did get to chat with Bryce Dallas Howard for a bit. And I talked with Bitsy for quite a while, actually. So lots of great people. Of course, hope to work with at least a couple of them. And in fact, the other guy I'm just doing a movie with right now, he said he just put an offer in for Mel Gibson, so that might be interesting. All right, so let's jump into the Avengers. Before we do, remember, give me that like, give me that thumbs up if you can. And if you can subscribe to the channel, please do. And yeah, remember too that we are in the middle of our funding on Kickstarter for the Green Hornet 90th anniversary anthology hardcover book with stories by Timothy Zahn from Star Wars, Kevin J. Anderson from Dune, Bill Willingham, cover art by Matt Wagner from Batman and Grendel, interior art by Dennis Calero of Marvel. It's going to be amazing. Anyway, definitely check it out. We are fully funded already. We're only $1,500 from unlocking the stretch goal. So definitely click in the link in the description below or go to greenhornetnoir.com and jump into it right now. Because, like I said, we're literally in the middle of it. All right, so let's talk about the Avengers number 23 by Jed MacKay. Really, the only thing I like by Jed MacKay, I dropped his X-Men a long time ago. I'm collecting this right now, but this is going to be short-lived. And Moon Knight is my favorite thing that he writes. I just think that these books where he's got a whole team to deal with, he doesn't know how to handle them. So it just ends up extremely watered down is the best way I can put this. He gets lost in his own way. Where in Moon Knight, he has a little bit of a group, but even on the last issue, we never saw it. We never saw any member of his group. It was just him. So that goes to show you that he knows his main character. Everybody else kind of plays their part around that main character, and he's fine there. But when he's got to do an ensemble cast, he doesn't know what to do. Everything just gets diluted. So this was about Black Cat teaming up with Kang, and she was doing an intergalactic heist, and the Avengers were all there and getting into trouble and all this other stuff. So now they're chasing her and Kang, and look at that leg is horrible. She looks huge there. The bottom of the leg is not long enough, and her foot is at just a very odd angle. I would have sent that back to the artist as an editor. But anyway, they're running. Oh, I'm running. And then we do a flashback, of course, saying how she got hired to begin with, and she's like, out of all the times in all the world, do you come to me? He's like, well, don't make me, double think myself. But anyway, it goes back to them running, and I guess he decloaks them or whatever, so they're in their regular clothes now, because it is very weird to see Kang and not in the blue face. But anyway, they jump out the window, and they're still getting followed because, of course, there's flyers on the Avengers. And then he takes her to, like, the destruction of the dinosaurs just for them to make a point. I guess how insignificant she is or whatever. Just really, I guess just the audience knows that he can time travel, I guess. He's not very good at it because he doesn't really know how to control getting what he wants out of things. I would think that if you had a time travel machine, you'd be able to do a lot more than what he does. But anyway, he says, no, I would not be stopped. I have other things going on, and I will point at you. But anyway, there's something appears behind them. And I do like the art. And he calls in this bodyguard, and she has her own team. And of course, we have another flashback of him hiring, or him and Felicia hiring this bodyguard, and again with the whole team. So we have a scene, and then we have a flashback. We have a scene, and then we have a flashback. I don't know why he can't tell a linear story. He's always got to do this, because even in Moon Knight, he was doing the stuff with the psychiatrist continuously. And then we have her team taking on them individually. And again, the artwork is good. I got to give it that. And she's like, oh, boy, you're going to all beat on me at once. And what is up with Tony's armor? That is weird-looking armor. It looks like it's too big for him. But anyway, she was saying, oh, what's the fun of it if we don't get into a conflict with the Avengers? I don't know. I do like that picture of Wanda up there. But anyway, it's battle, battle, battle. Who cares, who cares, who cares? Because we have no idea what the stakes even are. I don't even know what they're stealing. Some kind of codex or something. That's all I know. And we get the same shot again of them hovering above them. That's like the third time. So, I'm going to stop you. Oh, there's other stuff. Oh, I'm going to stop you. Oh, there's other stuff. It's really repetitive. And he throws her the codex, and of course it's empty. Of course, we have a flashback again. I guess about them getting that last piece that they need for no reason. And then, of course, we had the Grandmaster having the game, which this is all a game for them. And they have a whole armada. I don't understand. Why are they stealing things if they have a whole armada? It's a complete overkill. He must say, I don't know, he was typing this thing going, I need something bigger. I need something bigger. Give me something bigger. Oh, yeah. I know I'm trying to steal this little thing, but I'm going to have a whole armada. It's stupid. He totally overwrote this thing. Overwrote it to hell. So, I'm probably going to finish the arc just so I can see how stupidly this ends and then drop it. I expected to be over this time. But I can't imagine it being more than one or two more issues, and that's it. So, yeah, not good. Jed MacKay just following that line where he can't write team books. All right, let's jump into. So I ordered through my comic shop the monsters. Of course, Mark Spears and I worked together where we did. This is all his monster artwork for our card game, which we just put up on GameFound. The files are going to China next week, so we're actually going into print. But if you'd like a copy of it, it plays 1 to 5 players. It is a deck builder game. But if you'd like a copy, I'll put the link in the description below as well. But if you like Mark Spears' art, then you should definitely pick that up. But anyway, number 2 never came out. Never came out. I don't know what happened. I'm sure somebody got it, but my comic shop never carried it. So now I really don't know what the jump ahead is from 2 to 3. Because in the last issue, it was all about Dracula, right? And now it's about something completely different. In fact, there's a ton of storylines going on here. A ton of storylines. But anyway, we start out here. This is kind of important where we have Mad Hatter. But I'll jump into that in a second. But anyway, the last book was, again, all about Dracula and Van Helsing and all this stuff. And now we have this guy here that's talking about this kid. And he's talking to the owl, I guess. It's unclear who he's talking to here. But anyway, he's like, the kid is going to be our savior, blah, blah, blah. And we get to see the child there. Then we jump into this fight scene with the Slayer and this big dude. And the fight scene goes on for a while, and he keeps saying, ring, 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 it's time to die, ring, ring, it's time to die, and he keeps going on and on and on. And he's fighting him against a tree. Now why the Slayer would stay backed up against the tree so that he got hurt twice. Every time he got hit against the tree too. But anyway, he ends up pissing the guy off, and the guy throws him onto the car. It's a really good shot, by the way. It's a nice throw where he was able to just hit the car. And thankfully he did that because the Slayer ended up having a gun underneath the car. So if he didn't get to the car, he wasn't able to kill the guy. But he ends up shooting him through the head, and we get the shot through the hole in the head, and he goes down. And the Slayer picks up his hat and walks away. And that's the end of that battle. And we get, I guess he did an incendiary bomb or whatever else, so he casually walks away from the blazing fire. So then we get this other guy, and we keep hearing the TV. I guess it's the Monster Squad or whatever that he's watching. And then there's a missing kid up there too. I think that's kind of important. Maybe I think it's the same kid. And then he gets a knock on the door, and he ends up being this woman with the patch. And she's like, "Are you my ride? Because I'm gonna be late. Because you're late." Blah blah blah. And she's like, "You're gonna be departing quicker than you think." And then we get this dude here, the police officer or sheriff or whatever he is, talking about all these dead cows. And he's like, "Oh, that's damn peculiar." Then we switch over to these other 2 cops questioning these, I guess, owners of this auction or whatever else, talking about this painting that got sold. And, if it's a duplicate or a copy, and when they get outside saying, "No way, it was the real thing, and let's go get some donuts." And meanwhile, the guys inside are like, "Well, these guys are going to give us some trouble." Then we go to the kids in the arcade. See, it's kind of all over the place. There's like 10 different storylines going on. Playing this arcade, and they're talking about going to see, they talk about the disc, right? And the disc was referenced somewhere else. They don't really know what's on it. They thought it was like a game or something like that, but it's not. And they're like, "Oh, we're going to go to the thing." And the guy's like, "Well, we got to be back quick because my mom is making sloppy joes." Okay, man. All right. And one of the shirts says something. I forgot what it was. One of the kids had a shirt that said something. Who shot JR? That's right. Which is, of course, a reference to Dallas in the early 90s, I think. But anyway, then we get to this morgue, and the guy's like, we're invited to a crime scene. And the guy's like, "This is the crime scene. He died here at the morgue?" I'm a bit confused about that myself. And the woman has a thing etched into her neck with Sinner, and then she has this weird eye thing going on. So I don't know what's that's referencing at all. And then I guess we get this flashback because it's all in black and white of Dr. Jekyll talking about Mr. Hyde, and whatever he took ends up changing him, but ends up not being Mr. Hyde because he keeps referencing being mad. So I think he turns into the Mad Hatter. And I guess he's talking to a robot, like a 50s type robot, and that's the end. That's the next episode. Next issue, title, and cover. But there's just a lot of different storylines going on. It's like every 2 pages is a new storyline. And so we started out, with the guy in the beginning talking about the kid. Then we went to the fight scene, and then we went to 2 pages of the sheriff, and then we went to the cops, and then we went to the kids at the arcade, and then we went to this flashback. So I'm like totally confused about what's going on at this point. So I just think there's too many storylines. So if it was made into a movie, let's just do a recap. If it was made into a movie, you'd have to dwindle it down because there's too much going on for a 2-hour movie. And Avengers, no. I'm just going to finish up this storyline. Jed McKay I can't understand. Avengers is the easiest thing to write, and nobody can write it. It's crazy. All right, well, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Remember that we have. Remember to give me that like and subscribe if you can. And remember too that we are completely funded for the Green Hornet and 90th anniversary anthology with Timothy Zahn and Kevin J. Anderson. Definitely, jump into that so we can unlock the next stretch goal. Only $1,500 to go, so we're definitely going to do it. So you might as well get in some free stuff. Go to the description and link below. Go to link in the description below, or go to greenhornetnoir.com. All right? Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Thank you so much for watching.